Nice.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Chris, just in case you're just joining us. So we've been talking about manga and anime and stuff like that, but I also run a festival called the Toronto Comic Arts Festival. And every year we have over 300 cartoonists take part in the festival in a different sort of. So part of it is an exhibition, so it's sort of like the exhibitor floor upstairs, but more artist affiliation almost. But we also do a lot of programs for both for creators that are looking to do stuff, people that are looking to become creators, people that are readers and want to find out what the next great thing is, that sort of thing. But since 2009, the sort of key thing for us is that we've partnered with Toronto Public Library, which is the largest library system in the world at 98 branches, soon to be 99 again, which is nice. And it's held in Toronto Reference Library, which is the flagship location. It's a beautiful 5-story library with an open-air atrium that goes all the way up, and the sort of things are held in the atrium and then in some of the conference spaces. And it's the library's been an amazing partner because we were a free festival before that. We don't charge an admission or anything like that. Like, we really are about promoting the medium, and Canadian cartoonists in particular, but about the medium in general. Mm-hmm. And the more barriers, we felt that the more barriers you had to entry, like, I'm interested in comics, but I don't want to have to pay $10 to go into this thing that sounds like a cool thing. If we can get rid of that and we can just get new people in the door, that's great. And we also try to choose exhibitors. Our exhibitors are jury, like we select everyone pretty much by hand. So we try to select exhibitors that have work that is of interest to people who are just walking off the street. So there's a lot of comics, maybe not as much in the library field, but there's a lot of comics that seem to be about being comics or for existing hardcore comics fans. Nothing wrong with that. But that's not where we're at, especially. So we try to do stuff that's like, if you walk in off the street, you're like, oh, I read a review of that in the New York Times, the Globe and Mail. Oh, I'll check that out. Or, oh, that author is really interesting. Or, I've heard of Mouse. So that's great. I'll come meet Art Spiegelman. That kind of thing. So the library's been integral to that for us because we get to really drive home the point that it's free because no one pays to go into the library. They pay if they don't put their books back on time, but they don't pay to get in, which is nice. But also that you think about a library, and a library is such a community meeting space. It's for everybody. Everybody can come in. So if we're doing a comics and graphic novels event, we want it to be similarly open and be perceived in that way, that it's not just for a smaller subset of people. It's for everybody. And the age range we get in there is literally, I know it's such a cliche, but it's like kids in strollers up until the very elderly, the post-retired elderly, who are just like, this looks neat, or this is about something that I'm interested in.
Ken, are you aware of any other comics or any other event that takes place inside a library?
Well, there are a lot of libraries that have sort of mini-cons, but nothing on the scale of the Toronto Comic Arts Festival. I really think it's sort of the model, quite frankly, for libraries that want to host cons in their system or in their.
I've been hearing about so many. Thank you. I've been hearing about so many places that are doing. Small, like we built it sort of all site first, and then come fit. But yeah, if you can partner with Larry to do that, I really recommend that you do. They're wonderful spaces that want to have people come through the doors usually. So
yes, and I would say, just to plug ALA Midwinter and especially ALA Annual. One good way to do that, if you're a librarian who's interested in bringing artists to your library, whether they're local. In terms of available for them to travel, not necessarily funded by the library, but sort of between the two of you, right? Between the library and the artist and whatever, and the publisher, to see what kind of support they can get to get the person that you would like to host out to your library. So, and I've had personally kind of nothing but positive feedback from librarians in ALA that come to Annual, and I think a lot of times people, once they come once to as an artist, they try and come back every year because it's so positive,
It's it is such a great. I've heard from artists as well that they feel like it's a really great mix between going to an artist alley or having a booth at a show, and then doing something like like a traditional library conference where they might do a 2-hour signing and be sort of busy for that, and then that's sort of it for their weekend. But the artist alley really gives them a chance to sort of be present the whole time and see people on a lower, more relaxed schedule and really get to spend time with people. If you've been to a comic book show and it's just like, it's crazy sometimes and like the lineups are huge, but the Artist Alley at ALA, I feel, is like a really good middle ground where you actually get to spend 5 or 6 minutes talking to someone and get an autograph if that's what you do, or pick a book if that's what you want to do. Sketches, yeah. So yeah, I think it's great, and I'm so happy that ALA started doing that. I think it's such a good idea.
Yeah. And thank you to the publishers for helping send artists out here. So.
Oh, no problem. So you are you officially sort of affiliated with the South by Southwest Conference?
No, actually, it's kind of an interesting way we all fell into doing it. One of the librarians got really excited about it about 3 years ago and sort of coalesced a group of other librarians into this ragtag team where we sort of did guerrilla advocacy. And I live in Austin, so the nice thing about it is that I am a volunteer. So I a session time, and then during the conference, I just get to spend time doing conference stuff. And I have to say, and maybe this is for all you guys at home, thinking about it, it's a really great way to network again with people outside of libraries and get them inspired about libraries and librarianship and other things outside of what we're doing. And it's a great place because basically what happens is, and this is part of the role that SXSW-LAM group, is to shift perceptions about what libraries and librarians are. And it's a big, lofty goal, but we're making some inroads. The past 3 years, we've had more and more library panels accepted to South by Southwest. Yay. So congratulations to all of those people. You can see a full list on the website, and you can also join the Facebook group. But I am just like many of the other librarians that are actually also volunteers. We meet up at ALA Midwinter and ALA Annual because we don't really have a cohesive way of meeting otherwise. We do some stuff online. So this is a sort of mix. If you are doing more formal conference printing, it's a really great way to also mix up something like, instead of doing like your formal conference presentations or going to your everyone loves meetings. You can sort of break it up with a more proactive approach of going outside librarianship.
Right, but there's also the chance meetings, which is like for example, I never heard of what you were doing with the South by Southwest. I'm basically hearing it for the first time, but this is a chance meeting at ALA Midwinter.
Yeah.
But I feel like my day is full of like 50 to 100 of these little small chance meetings that always lead to something.
Micro meetings, and that's the nice thing too, because you can as long as you just like take a second, you're like, oh hey, what are you doing?
Why are you here?
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's got an interesting story.
Right.
Definitely.
Exactly.
And in fact, I'm super excited that you're you're based in Austin and you're doing the South by Southwest stuff, because the YALSA YA Lit Symposium, which is happening November 15th through 16th, is actually going to be in Austin. And one of our big issues, well, it's been ongoing, but particularly this year with the release of this Future of Teens and Libraries report that we just released, a big, really super big issue is advocacy, and so that's what we're trying. So I have a lot to talk to you about later.
See, there you go.
Yeah, so exactly, sort of chance meeting type of thing. So yes, so come to ALA Midwinter, come to Annual, and we actually have a new guest joining us. I think maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand up.
Really, we could slide out, because I mean we've more than said our piece. You've been so nice to have us.
Oh yeah, no problem. Okay, well, thank you so much, Eric, Chris,
thank you.
Who. And your tag is flipped around, Cindy. So thank you, yay! So yeah, just really quick before everyone leaves, just another intro in case you're just tuning in. Who is from Diamond Book Distributors, working with over 500 publishers. Free comic book woohoo is coming up first Saturday in May. Cindy is from UT Austin, doing a lot of volunteer work with South by Southwest Interactive and also the Library and Archives.
Library Instruction Roundtable.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's close enough.
And I'm Candice Mack. I'm on the YALSA board. I'm running for YALSA President-elect this year in the ALA elections. We have Chris here from TCAF and Udon Entertainment, and Eric also from Udon Entertainment.
Manga Classics.
MangaClassics.com.
MangaClassics.com.
So, yeah.
Actually,
there's going to be a Les Miserables Free Comic Book Day.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
did.
there you go.
Oh.
So for Free Comic Book Day, if you go to your store and your store is good,
Or a library
is good. Les Miserables, we did a Free Comic Book Day. It's the story of Fantine. It's very sad. Very sad.
The feels. The feels.
All the feels.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a good rest
See you
of your
in June.
conference. Yeah,
Yeah.
hope to see you
In Las Vegas.
Yeah.
All right, so
woohoo.
new guests.
A
Congratulations.
new guest.
We've warmed up the seats for you.
Thank you. Really quickly do this.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, cool.
Bye guys. Thanks so much.
Bye, thank you. So,
Yes.
have a wonderful new guest here. This is our first time doing live from Midwinter 2014. And so, did you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Zach Coble. I'm the Digital Scholarship Specialist at New York University, and yesterday I helped organize the LibHack Library Hackathon.
Oh, awesome! So, was that here at ALA?
Yes, it was here at ALA, and we held it at the University of Pennsylvania Special Collections space up on the 6th floor. Brand new, renovated place, and it was just awesome. So a lot of Midwinter folks came out, and some of the local nerds from Philadelphia as well came out as well. So we wanted to bring them in, and it was great. We hacked on the OCLC WorldCat search, or yes, that's the one, API, and then also the DPLA, Digital Public API. So we had kind of two tracks going on. So like the CLC one was kind of more structured for beginners. So we had Steve Meyer from OCLC come out and gave kind of a workshop tutorial session. So we had a lot of interest coming from a pre-conference annual this past summer in Chicago for an intro to Python workshop. So a lot of people interested in learning how to program. So we went just because we had the demand for kind of basic introductory workshop, and we had probably I would say about 30 people doing that, and then on the which was kind of more loosely organized, bring your own project idea and give a pitch for it, and people can join in your group. We had probably about 20 people doing that, and a lot of interesting projects that came out of that. So I think one person created a Twitter bot that will search DPLA for cats, and then it will read out pictures of cats. So it'll do like a search for like feline cats.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So
it's so librarian,
Yes.
which is great.
Yeah, and another group came up with this great extension kind of plugin for Wikipedia. So anything that you're searching on in Wikipedia, it will go out and find related content from DPLA and pull that into the Wikipedia page. So great kind of mashup and use of that. So a lot of other fun projects going on.
That's so cool. So how many were there sort of local hacker groups involved, or?
Let's see. Yeah, we had. I'm trying to remember as far as the local crowd. We had a few people, coming from near and far. We had one person from Wikipedia who was obviously helping with the Wikipedia project, and let's see what else, and lots of librarians near and far. I think one from Alaska was our furthest traveler. So it was a great people, and it was great to have all the support from OCLC and DPLA. I think each organization provided like 4 staff people to come and provide support. So it's really good to have everybody in the same room and kind of have that person there who knows how to use the API that you can bounce ideas off of or get the technical support from them. So
are you guys doing it again at annual this
is the idea. There's a lot of interest in it, and we'll be meeting later today with someone from conference services to kind of figure out getting that on the books. And so I think we would like to do that. This was organized, sponsored by the LIDA Alex Code Year interest group. So to give a shout out to them to tirelessly help put this within the just kind of how it usually goes. So yeah, we're hoping to do something similar at annual. So if anybody has any ideas on things to hack on, projects you would like to do, get in touch with us. Our site is at libhack.org. I think we're libraryhackathon@gmail.com. So if you have any ideas, something you want to pitch to us.
Well, also I was asking because I guess there's a community who goes to DEF CON, and actually I was wondering, yeah, wonderful and crazy of folks, sort of local, folks with the community came this time, and how many folks you might be looking to, because, I could try and reach out to folks that I know. If looking for that sort of interesting mix between sort of library staff, and not to say that those two groups are mutually exclusive, there's plenty of library staff that were or still are, in the community that I think are kind of coming more out of the woodwork with all of this stuff going on. So
yes, yeah, thank you very much. I'll probably take you up on that. That's cool. One thing we would like to build on for next time is getting more at the local community personal contact, and that would be great to get. And trying to bring those in. It's just a good way to get everybody together, because for a successful app, not being all programmers, but you need a variety of people who can do the design and know the metadata, and there's lots of roles for librarians and lots of roles for other people to get involved. So I think that's what makes a really good event. Yeah,
and in YASA, which is the organization that I'm heavily involved with, something that trying to the word in a library setting, what the expertise is, and in fact they feel honored to be asked. So yeah, so even if you don't know programming or coding, you just definitely go and have fun. So far, this live from Midwinter 2015 sort of session is work hard, play hard, because that's pretty what it seems like everyone does at both Midwinter and annual. Tonight I know there's a YALSA happy hour from 5:30 to 7 at McGillen Old Ale House. I don't know if excuse me. Thank you. If there are any other are the LibHack folks getting together?
I don't think we have plans for tonight. We went out yesterday and everybody was just exhausted after a long day of hacking and working hard. So we did our playing hard last night. I don't know if we're going to get everybody together tonight. But yeah, I know there's plenty of other events going on that people can get into.
Cool. So what do you, are there other things that you're working on here this weekend, or?
Oh.
Things that you can tell us?
Yes. Yeah, no top secret things at this point. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Let's see. So nothing quite as exciting as LibHack. So some committee stuff that I'm involved in, and one that I'm looking forward to is the Digital Humanities Discussion Group, which will be Sunday afternoon at 4:30 in one of the convention rooms here. It's on the scheduler if you want to come join us. And so I help co-DH just search for that and you can find us. And so yeah, it's a project that I've been working on for I guess close to a year and a half, 2 years now. Wow. And so just kind of trying to get librarians involved in digital humanities, which especially in academic libraries is becoming more and more of a trend. So the discussion group has, we're hoping to become an interest group. We filed our petition, so we're waiting to get that, and so we can, do programming and those sorts of things. Because right now, there's just been a huge interest and demand at the discussion group meetings we've had at Midwinter and Annual, and it's always been standing room only and like groups of like 100 people and over, and so it's fun to be in a room that large. I mean, we just got the discussion group started. Angela Courtney at Indiana University get that up and going, and we've been doing that. I think our first one was in Anaheim.
Oh,
Annual,
yeah.
so that would have been 2012.
Yeah.
So something out
Yeah,
that much.
Day.
So looking forward to seeing which way it goes. Sometimes about digital humanities, people just kind of, make it up as we go along. So it's always interesting that, just having that flexibility to kind of go in any direction and respond to the trends that emerge. So we'll see what comes up tomorrow.
That's awesome. Is there anything that in particular, that you're looking forward to at Annual?
Ooh, that is a good question. So I think, obviously, doing another LibHack hackathon of whatever incarnation that comes out to, get that organized and figure out, what it is that we want to hack on for the next time. So we'll see what comes out of that.
Ooh.
How about you? Anything that you're interested in?
Well, right now with YALSA board, we're doing a lot of discussions over the future of libraries and teens report that was just released. It's really sort of a call to action in terms of advocating for teens, advocating for teen librarians, because unfortunately, with all of the budget cuts going on over in public libraries or in school libraries than we had 6 years ago. And another big issue is the fact that thousands of teens drop out of high school every day. And so, and those are just a few of the things that, the report kind of talks about. We have a lot of work to do, which is actually really exciting. I mean, it's not good that there are these things happening, but I'm excited about what our association and what our membership is doing, could be doing, to help sort of these cuts and fight dropout rates. So, it's not good that those things are happening, but at the same time, like I'm very excited and positive that we can enact some positive change in those areas. So
absolutely, yeah, it sounds really helpful to have that report to be able to kind of define the scope of the problem and then have some data to actually work on for going forward. That here's the problem and here's what we need to do to go forward. So
yeah, and
fighting the good fight.
Yeah, and I'm sort of excited to hopefully work with your guys' group to see different ways in which our organizations can partner. If there's so to encourage kids to finish high school by going, well, you can learn how to hack at your library. I'm totally in. So I think that's one of the most, like we kind of mentioned earlier, the best parts of going to ALA Midwinter, ALA Annual, those chance meetings with people, the networking that happens, so that you can kind of think out of your silo of a school library, a public library, an academic library, to see what exciting projects you can sort of dream up together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for joining us. I think we're actually going to end this session. Sorry for all of you who can't be here this weekend. We're going to do another show on Monday, actually from 12 to 1. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we're going to have more guests, more exciting guests too. So thanks for joining us in this experiment.
Yes.
And we'll see you on, well, at least I will see you on Monday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.